congratulations on the contract. Tell me, was there any interest from elsewhere, or were you in talks with any other clubs?
A little bit of chat here and there around, but no, it was always my preference to stay here and try kick on to the next World Cup. I think anyone would be mad to not take that opportunity with this team to, I reckon, hopefully do a special thing in the next World Cup. Obviously plenty leading forward and plenty of time before that, but it was always my intention to stay here and keep kicking on with this team.
Thanks, Bernd. Mack, obviously it's going to be an emotional week for Conor, Peter and Cian. Has there been much chat amongst the group about the part they played in Irish rugby and what this week I suppose means to them and giving them the send off I suppose they deserve?
Yeah, look, we've known about it for a little bit, so it's not just this week. We've been trying to make this whole campaign special for them. Like, they're just such big parts of the team, and I was talking about it before. Like, they obviously bring so much experience and everything on the field, but off the field as well. Like, they bring so much crack, laughter, and just good times. So it's more about just making it as special for them as possible in a whole, which is this whole campaign. So obviously, we're going to try and get a win for them, and everybody likes winning. That's obviously going to make things a lot more. We've been talking about it pretty much. Is what I'm saying.
Thanks, Luke.
And Cameron.
You talked before, Mack, before the tournament about this being the biggest challenge against France. You said there's some absolute freak shows, I think was the quote, in the team. So there must be such a buzz around the camp this week going into the massive game.
100%, yeah. Look, I was talking about it before. 1 to 23 are world-class players and love to chuck the ball around, and they don't really play like their positions at all. So it's a big challenge, and we're excited for it. These are the sort of games that you live for. Being able to, as we were just saying, send some guys off with their last home game, and kind of put a stamp on the Six Nations. It's really exciting, and I think we're ready for the challenge.
Okay, that's it for the live section, and I'll invite Neil to kick off. This is embargoed to midnight tonight, please.
Mack, you've obviously had some injuries over the last couple of seasons, and even just during the Six Nations as well. How much reassurance do you get from the fact that you've been trusted to come straight back into the team off the back of those injuries, that management have kind of stuck by you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I owe a hell of a lot to the guys in this team. Andy, who gave me my first shot, but now, as you said, the new coaching staff to kind of keep putting faith in me. It means a lot to me, and I just want to make sure that I can do whatever I can to sort of repay it for them.
Sinead.
Mack, obviously some great games with yourself and France over the last few years. If you get caught in a body lock again with Anton Dupont, what do you plan on doing if it happens again?
Scoring the try this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Lions on your radar at all? Obviously, Mack, would have been on Australia.
Oh, look, yeah, it'd be unbelievable. It'd be cool to be a part of it, but end of the day, it just depends on how I'm playing in the Six Nations. Is what's going to get me picked. So, no, I'm not really thinking too far ahead about that. It's just, as I said, playing well week to week here. I know it's a very generic answer, but it's sort of the way you got to attack it. Like, if you're thinking too far in the future, then you can let a lot of things slip in front of you. So, that's all I'm focused on is winning the Six Nations, to be honest.
Pretty special though, wouldn't it, Mack?
Oh, look, it'd be class to be unreal. I remember the last time that the Lions were there. I was actually at the Brumbies game when the Brumbies beat them. So to get the opportunity to be there would be incredible. But yeah, I just got to play well to make it on.
That's Cian, Brendan, then Johnny.
Hey Mack, can I just ask about Bundy? He's obviously quite a strong reform, was really good off the bench against Wales last time. Just as somebody who spends a lot of time in between here and Conor, what are the things about Bundy that stand out?
Yeah, he's like fine wine, isn't he? The older he gets, the better he is. So, look, he's just a guy that takes a lot of care in his craft, and I think that's what's shown. Like, he doesn't, all of his things aren't from guessing. Like, it doesn't just happen. He puts in a lot of work behind the scenes, and that's the reason that he's so good. I think he's just a great professional, and as I said, he loves this team, and he's allowed to be himself, and I think that's shown, especially this season, as he's just kind of taken off to a new level.
A few weeks ago here we were chatting to Alan Water, naturally to you, or is it something that's taken a lot of work over your career?
I'd say he's just talking me up, to be honest. I'm probably one of the slowest on the team, so. Look, I think it's something. I've played a good few positions here and there, and coming up, like I was a 10 pretty much my whole career, then 15 and wing. So I think from being in the middle, and when you see a hole, you're able to sort of change direction to attack it. I was doing that my whole sort of career, and just bringing that into being a winger, I think has helped. Especially my ability to play off the ball and everything, just kind of seeing the game a bit different. So I think it's something that I've, definitely had to build up, but now it's just something that's in my game.
Thanks, Brendan.
Hi Mac, just that try you scored in Paris in 2022, like it still seems like an amazing try, and maybe the try didn't announced you. What's your memories of that try in that game?
I've said it before. The only thing going through my head was, if I'm not sprinting for this kick, then Faz's going to yell at me, so I may as well just run. And then before I knew it was in my hands. Even as I was running over the line, I was thinking I was going to get smashed or something, but at least I'd done my job, so he can't scream at me for this time anyway. That was kind of my only thoughts.
That game then in Dublin 2 years ago, my memory is you played pretty well that day, but I think it was your kick that was returned by Penno. What does that tell you about the difficulties and the unique challenges of defending against France, who've scored something like 21 tries in the Six Nations?
Yeah, you just can't take a single phase off. You could ball could be on the left side of the field, I could be on my right wing, and the snap of your fingers, you got like 4 or 5 of them in front of you running with the ball in hand. Same again, you could think nothing's on, and then they're doing little chip kicks, or they're kicking across the field, those sort of things. It's just, that's the main thing. Flip of a coin, they're attacking, they're on top of you, and they're probably scoring tries. That's what they've been doing to everybody, the whole Six Nations, as you said. So it's just staying on it the whole time. Like we've got to put in a proper 80-minute performance this week if we want to win.
Just on that try, when you kicked that, did you think, I haven't done that right, or was that all on what they did? Do you know what I mean? Would another team not have returned it like that?
Oh, hard to say. I definitely wasn't thinking, I hope Pinot scores, that's for sure. But I think at the time I was just thinking, I thought I saw a bit of space, and then, as you said, he's regathered it. And to be honest, I don't know if a lot of teams score the way they did, for sure. Like, that's, as I said, that's the way they play it. That's the way that this French team has been attacking for years now. So it's a testament to them and just how dangerous they are.
Thanks. Johnny.
Mike, you said there about the French not strictly playing their positions. That's kind of where you like to play as well. Would that be right? You're not strictly on the wing all the time. You come in and you move around.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about our team. And I think it's actually been shown a lot as well with sort of the moves that we've been designing. Like, you find a lot of the time our forwards are actually the ones that are being ball players in the moves and stuff, that we're creating a lot of these tries and spaces. So, as I said, there's just so much freedom to express yourself on the field, and that comes from the top down. Coaches always saying they want us to be ourselves, so gives you a good bit of confidence going into a game, knowing that if you do mess up, it's not the end of the world, especially if you're actually trying if you're trying something new. Like, it's never frowned upon in this environment, so that's good.
That license to move, obviously, suits you. I think you sort of partially answered it earlier that you grew up playing different positions, so you'd be comfortable wherever you get the ball. Yeah,
I just want to get involved and try help out wherever I can, whether that's out the back of a shape, whether that's being first receiver or as waiting for it on the wing. That's what it's all about, just trying to help the team wherever I can.
Shane.
Your experience in Super Rugby, Mac, do you think that helps playing an unstructured team like France? I suppose they're probably the team most in the Northern Hemisphere most likely to play it that way. Does it remind you of kind of rugby you played?
Yeah, it actually does, in fairness. I remember going, like, I was actually just talking about this today. I remember when, say, we were playing a New Zealand team, I was sort of in the twos team, so they'd get us to play like that team was going to play this week. And they were some of the funnest weeks of my life when we were playing like the Crusaders and the Chiefs. And we'd be tearing up the first team. We were wondering, why don't we just play like this all the time? But so yeah, like I'd definitely be used to it. I think a little bit more. Like the rugby over here is a good bit different. I have found, but both have their own strength. Like so they're playing that certain way, but we play a certain way as well. It's exciting, and seems to be working. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a really good challenge to see this week anyway, and I think we're ready for it.
Thanks. Neil, and then
Matt, to go back on Cian and Conor and Pete, back when you were in Australia, would you have had any kind of an impression of those three fellas, or any one particular one of them, and did that change when you kind of came into camp and got to know them?
I'll try and answer this question a bit better about the three of them. Yeah, I definitely would have been a back, like watching Murray play. Always thought he was incredible. The other two guys, like I think, actually all three of them at a certain time in their careers, they could be regarded as one of the best in their position. So definitely always had a respect for them. And then coming over, probably getting to know Pete the most would be like, he's so different to how he's perceived, but he's also that exact it's really hard to kind of explain. Like, he is an absolute grump, and he can be, I'm not allowed to swear, so I don't really know a good word to describe him. But then at the end of the day as well, he's such a caring, loving human being. So that's been really great getting to know him, like in that sort of environment. Like the guys feel like Cian and Murray would be pretty similar to what you see, and then Pete would be the complete opposite, but the exact same. So it's hard to explain.
That was nearly sweet, man. Okay, last couple of questions, Owen, and then we'll finish up.
Things happened very quickly for you when you first went over here. Do you remember what you were thinking was possible when you got to Galway?
I remember thinking coming to Galway that I was going to be living in a hut somewhere, turning my lights were going to be candles and stuff like that. Like, I had no clue what I was coming into, to be honest with you. My whole thought coming over here is my mum was born here. I had family and stuff here, and as I said, at the time I didn't really think that much was happening for me at Brum, so I literally was coming over here for have a bit of fun, and then if I played well and something else came up, say France, Japan, whatever it was, like that, I was just going to keep moving on doing that, just from what my career was at Brums at the time. I knew that I had like a bit of Irish heritage behind me, which helped me get over here, but no, I never could have believed that I'd be where I am now. Not that I didn't have aspirations to be playing for Ireland, like I did, but I just never thought I was going to get there. Like, my whole thinking was, come over, have a bit of crack, and I think it worked in my favour, if anything. But yeah, no, I couldn't believe I'd be here.
And with this new contract, what's possible now, or what do you think is possible?
At the end of the day, like I love coming up here. Like, this is over here is my new home, and playing in this team means more to me than almost anything in my life. So I just want to try and help out where I can. That's my thoughts on re-sign. I just want to be involved pretty much as I can, and help out.
Next, last question.
Mack, I'm sure you don't want to lavish too much praise on him when you're going toe to toe with him, but how different on the pitch a player is Dupont than anyone else within the world game? And given the reach and the fact that he almost transcends sport now, how important is he for rugby in a global context?
Yeah, he's incredible. Like, and everybody knows that as well. Like, in fairness, I think Jamo's catching up to him. I think Jamo's pretty close to being one of the best nines in the world as well. Where I think there was a period there where Dupont was just way above everyone, but I think because he was so good, he's sort of changed the game and the way that nines are allowed to play. I think we're seeing a lot more nines that are sort of catching up to him and playing a similar style. So in that way, that's how good he is. I genuinely reckon he's sort of changed the game on how a position actually plays. So I think that's a testament to him enough.
So thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Finlay will be here in a moment. Thank you.